We're going to start tonight with the latest on the capture of a suspect accused of shooting a law enforcement officer in Webbers Falls, Oklahoma. State Highway Patrol issued an alert yesterday for Billy Wayne Williams. He is now in custody. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi has been following the story all day. He has the latest now on the suspect's arrest and shares an update on the officer's condition.
She is home and she's doing well. Actually, she's ready to come back to work.
Webbers Falls Police Chief Mike James says his force of just 7 officers was deeply affected after hearing one of their own had been shot.
We're a very close-knit family here, and everybody pulled together. All of our officers showed up on scene within minutes, even ones that don't live in the area.
The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says the injured officer suffered an apparent gunshot wound to the face following a traffic stop on Sunday evening. The altercation happened near Smith and Lynch Streets in the small town of just 300 people.
One of the lowest crime rates. This is just a fluke thing that happened to be the wrong guy passing through at the wrong time.
More than 700 miles away, Grant's Police Department in New Mexico says they found suspect Billy Wayne Williams' vehicle in a parking lot Monday morning. They say police tried to contact the suspect, who then shot himself. Williams was taken to a hospital where he remains in critical but stable condition. Multiple agencies, including the FBI, OSBI, and local police departments, are now all working to figure out why the events unfolded the way they did.
It was a great effort across many jurisdictional lines to get this guy caught.
Chief James says he is proud of the work of his officer.
She did a fantastic job. She is very professional. She was joking around a little bit today, pardon my smile. She was joking around quite a bit today with me on the phone. She is a wonderful person to have employed here.
In Webbers Falls, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Also developing this evening, Springdale firefighters called out to a shop that caught fire off Wagon Wheel Road. Fire now under control, but the building appears to be a total loss. Firefighters arrived on the scene this afternoon to find it fully engulfed. No injuries reported. The investigation into what started it continues.
Another breezy day out there. Those winds not as windy as it was last Friday. Remember that, right? But still 20 to 30 mile per hour winds common across northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. Those expected to slowly drop for a few hours this evening, but by overnight tonight when we're all asleep, those winds are probably going to pick up once more. Tomorrow shaping up to be a breezy day. Right now 74 currently in Fayetteville, down to 79 in Sallisaw and Fort Smith, sitting at 75 in Ozark, 71 your current temperature in West Fork. As for the rest of this evening in northwest Arkansas, not a bad night at all. Take the pups for a walk, grill in the backyard. It's going to be a nice evening. Sunshine for the most part through about sunset, and of course we'll have clear skies through about the midnight hour. Dropping into the upper 50s for those lows in northwest Arkansas and the River Valley. I think we're also going to be dropping into the mid to upper 50s out there as well. May have a few more clouds in the sky tomorrow. Still then, a nice day on tap with some nice weather for most of this week. It's those winds that get a bit tricky. Fire weather potential is going to be there for a couple of more days. We are tracking a weak front. We'll talk about that, any potential rain that it brings, as well as this weekend's forecast, which also has a chance of rain, maybe even some thunderstorms there as well. The latest in just a few.
All right, Scott, thanks. There is a state of emergency in parts of northeast Arkansas after that deadly tornado outbreak over the weekend. National Weather Service confirming 2 EF4s touched down. The outbreak being blamed for at least 3 deaths in Arkansas and dozens across the country. Despite the devastation left behind by these life-changing storms, people living in the area say the communities are sticking together as they begin the long road to recovery.
Walk onto that land and I guarantee you they've got a neighbor from another area that has come over to check on them to make sure that they have their needs met.
We'll have much more tonight at 10 on how the American Red Cross of Greater Arkansas is helping with recovery efforts in the hard-hit town of Cave City, Arkansas. Group of local volunteers with Sheepdog Impact Assistance, meanwhile, headed out from Rogers today to help with tornado recovery efforts in southern Missouri. National Weather Service says a tornado left behind a trail of destruction across the town last Friday, spanning nearly 9 miles. Volunteers will be on a 5-day mission helping clearing debris in Rolla. Sheepdog gives veterans and former first responders a chance to give back by helping natural disaster recovery efforts. Tonight, new legislation could change immigration enforcement in the natural state. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders announcing her plans today for this legislation. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams joining us now in the studio to tell us what this bill is all about. Rachel?
Darren, this legislation states Arkansas will not tolerate violent criminals who are here illegally, something the governor says will help the Trump administration keep citizens safe. The bill is sponsored by Senator Bart Hester and Representative Francis Kavanaugh. The Defense Against Criminal Illegals Act aims to enhance penalties for illegal immigrants who commit additional crimes in Arkansas. It would also expand Arkansas sanctuary city bans to include unincorporated areas and counties, while adding a requirement for Arkansas law enforcement to participate in a program called 287G, which intends to expedite deportations in cooperation with ICE officials. Hoby Union Sebastian County Sheriff says this legislation should not have an impact on citizens in his county because deputies are not enforcing immigration laws.
Doesn't mean we would go out and serve a warrant for someone in the community. What that means is if they were brought to jail on local charges, we could serve that warrant in the jail. And like I said, if we have them that are brought in and we believe that they are indeed in the country illegally, we notify ICE and then they do what they do.
According to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the 287G program has 3 models on how ICE enforcement and removal operations can operate. If the legislation is approved by both the Senate and the House, Sebastian County would be participating in the jail enforcement model program. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
All right, Rachel, thanks. And with Congress now on recess, Congressman Steve Womack spending time at home in Northwest Arkansas, getting an update on projects happening. He was in Bentonville today. Among his stops was at the Scott Family Amazeum, which is celebrating its 10th anniversary and preparing to expand.
This gives me an opportunity to go back and reconnect with the people that I represent and to see some of the really great things going on in Arkansas's 3rd District. And I think you'd have to say the Amazeum in Crystal Bridges and the Whole Health Institute and the Alice Walton School of Medicine, all of those things within a driver wedge of where I stand right now are some of the better things that we offer in Northwest Arkansas.
Congressman also spoke with students at the Ignite Professional Studies program and took a tour of the CEI Engineering Associates building. St. Patrick's Day, and whether you're celebrating with green eggs and ham or having a Guinness, the holiday is all about wearing green. But has the official color of the holiday always been green? And where did it start? Megan Bragg with our Verified team has the answers.
This holiday honors St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, who is known for bringing Christianity to the country more than 1,000 years ago. It's also associated with green shamrocks, parades, and Irish beer. But has it always been that way? Let's verify.
To get answers, we went to these sources on your screen. The first question, was green the first color associated with St. Patrick's Day? This is actually false. According to the National Museum of Ireland, blue is considered the official color of Ireland. The color green came after the Irish Rebellion in 1789 when Irish soldiers wore green uniforms. The next question, was St. Patrick originally from Ireland? No, he was not. According to his biography, he was born in the year 390 in what is now Britain. The book explains St. Patrick was captured around the age of 15 by Irish pirates who took him to Ireland. And finally, is the shamrock the national plant of Ireland? This is true. The Ireland Department of Enterprise, Trade and Employment and the National Museum of Ireland says the first record of the shamrock being used on St. Patrick's Day dates back to the 17th century. The shamrock is used on the badges of Irish sports teams and uniforms of Irish troops. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
All right, so check this out. These new arrivals at Mercy Hospital in Rogers, they're sending every one of these newborns that were delivered today home with these green St. Patrick's Day onesies to help celebrate. The design of the onesie says born at Mercy on St. Patty's Day. Hospital's founder, Catherine McCauley, opened the first House of Mercy in Dublin back in 1827, making the holiday celebrating Irish history that much more special at Mercy Hospital.